We're here at the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio, and we have legends and we have legends. And we're here at the International Sports Hall of Fame, and we have a legend here, Bruno Sammartino. Bruno, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Louis. Great to be here again.
It's an honor to have you here. Last year you were inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame, and you had a well, I'm going to call it a trifecta, but you also inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes, it was quite a year for me. The WWE Hall of Fame, of course, the International Sports Hall of Fame, which was just wonderful, and all kinds of things went on last year. And it was just an amazing, amazing year, but of course, this was the climax of it all.
Yeah. And you've done some amazing things during your career. And the one thing I always admired, we talked off camera about Georgiana Macropoulos,
yes.
Dear friend.
She was a wonderful, she loved wrestling, and most people don't know how much she did for the people in the business. And she helped so many people, and she gave, but never asked anything in return. She was just a very fabulous human being.
I agree with you. She would do for independent wrestlers, do for people, and try to push them, not even asking anything, and not that people remembered, like yourself.
Absolutely. No, I knew her. Well, she used to be the president of my fan club. That's how far back, And I know that when the territory wrestling sort of ended and there were a lot of unemployed wrestlers, she always looked out, anybody that she could help about getting them booked for independence or for autograph signings and all that. She always went out of her way to help people in the business.
People like that, I embrace people like that when they're alive, and when they pass away, we miss them because we wish more people were like that.
We miss them, but we don't want to forget them, and I think it's important to keep emphasizing as to what they meant and what they did,
That's why we did that today.
Absolutely.
Now I mentioned trifecta because we're also talking about your documentary. You had a documentary that you made. Let's talk about that.
The documentary is completely done, and that's a matter of time. That's going to be distributed worldwide. I don't know. I wish I could say when, a date, and so forth. I know it's going to be shown in my town of Pittsburgh for Mother's Day, just in Pittsburgh. But then I know that there's negotiations going on in New York, and also WWE is interested, in like 128 different markets worldwide. So before too long, I think it will be seen by everybody.
And that was a work that didn't happen overnight. That took years in development.
About 8 years.
Yeah,
yes. We made 3 trips back to the old country. We even went up the mountains where we hid from the Nazis during the war. We even made the journey all over again to go right from the very beginning and then on to what took place after that and coming to America and so forth.
Yeah, and Victor did a great job, and his team and his crew. And I love the fact that your story is going to be told the way you need to tell it.
Well, yeah, I wanted it to be, like there's been movie talk about it. But the difference between this and the movies always tend to, as they use the word, Hollywoodizing it and so forth, making changes. This documentary, I love it because I've seen it, and it's, back in the old country, interviewing the actual people who lived during that period of time. It's all factual, 100%, and that's what I wanted. So I'm very, very pleased with it.
Well, I think it's going to be a great success. And just one last thing, can you just give some of your comments on the International Sports Hall of Fame so the viewers out there get your view of the event here?
Well, this is when it comes to sports in general, I really believe this with my whole heart. This is the biggest event in the world. I have never heard of any event, any play, and believe me, I used to compete in both Olympic lifting, powerlifting, and amateur wrestling. And I've seen some of the biggest contests ever held in the past. But this is unbelievable. I mean, you get about 175,000 people. Yeah. People come from different parts of the world, the media and so forth. I don't know, Arnold and his assistants, whoever, they turned this into the most spectacular sports. I mean, there's nothing to compare it to.
Well, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jim Lorimer, and now with the International Sports Hall of Fame, Dr. Robert Goldman. It's amazing things happening here, and I'm honored that you're a part of this because I got to speak to you today, Bruno.
Well, I thank you very much, Lou. It's great to be here, and thank you.
Thank you so much.